Carlos Gutierrez is the U.S. Commerce Secretary under President George W. Bush, joins me now. We've both been at this a while, Mr. Secretary. Neither of us can remember a time where tariffs have been used so much as part of an economic and commercial strategy.
Well, and also a time when tariffs have been so misunderstood. This idea that China pays the U.S. tariffs and the U.S. just banks it is just totally wrong. What we're doing essentially is taxing the American public. We're taxing U.S. companies. What we just did with Mexico is a 5% tax on the country. So, ironically, for a president who reduced taxes to get the economy going, he's essentially increasing taxes.
The president says the senators, the very Republican senators who might try and stop this Mexico tax, don't understand the tariffs. He says they don't understand how they work and they don't understand that the U.S. has all the cards. Is he right or wrong?
Look, in a trade war, I don't think anyone has all the cards. Both sides lose. Both sides lose jobs. Both sides lose companies. So to say you have all the cards to be able to put tariffs on incoming products, that's like saying you have all the cards to be able to increase taxes.
But there's a difference with the tariffs on Mexico. They're not linked directly to an economic purpose in the sense they are like with China. I mean, we can argue about the Chinese ones, but everybody agrees China's been cheating on trade. But this is linked to immigration.
Yeah, this is weaponizing tariffs in a way that we've never seen.
Right.
And, it feels very political, Richard. This is being done during a political season. I can see the president, in fact, making a case that this 5% is going to pay for his wall, and it's going to achieve the commitment he made to the American public to have Mexico pay for it. He can't appropriate the money, but at least he can come across as, boy, did he try. I think this is very, very political, the way it was done so abruptly. If we want to fix this problem, it can be fixed, but it's going to take negotiations, it's going to take setting up an infrastructure, and that can't be done over a weekend.
So, I mean, you served a Republican president. Republicans, by and large, don't like tariffs. But I'm imagining you fully expect this 5% to go on Monday. And I'm probably guessing you would not be surprised if 10, 15, 20% follows.
Yeah, I do expect the 5% to go on Monday. You've heard that there are a lot of Republican senators who are actively speaking up about tariffs. So the Congress can do something to limit the president's ability to raise tariffs. So we may see the 5% go up and the 5% stay there because he can't increase the rest of the tariffs. We'll have to see how that plays out. But yes, I see the 5% coming into place.
One other point, the change in policy by the U.S. on Cuba, suddenly banning people-to-people tourism, suddenly banning cruise ships. It was sudden, it was abrupt, it wasn't telegraphed. Arguably, that is no way to make policy.
Absolutely. And this is, Richard, this is domestic politics, and domestic very much in Miami. But look, cruise lines weren't given advance notice. They have signed up customers. They have paid docking fees. They're going to lose millions of dollars. And this is supposed to be a pro-business administration. Right. So I think it's just a terrible decision. American citizens can travel to any country in the world freely except for North Korea. Now it's North Korea and Cuba. There's no common sense into that. And we've been doing this now for 60 years, Richard. So, we're working in the 60s.
Right. Can I just ask you, you were in government and you have been around in government for a while. When you were Commerce Secretary and when you have been in administrations, can you recall a time when there have been so much discussion about tariffs, where the bilateral use of tariffs, other than for minor individual specific aspects, has ever been before?
Never, never. And frankly, if we had an interagency process that works, all of the deputies and all of the cabinet members would have killed the tariffs because it's a bad idea. But these are decisions that are being made in the Oval Office and really not taking into account the interagency process to inform the president. But I have never seen this before. I guess you'd have to go back to Smoot-Hawley. Yeah.
Smoot-Hawley, and we know how that ended. Sir,
that's right.
Mr. Secretary, it is always a pleasure
Thank you.
and a privilege to have you. I'm grateful that you've given us time. Thank you.